Right. So welcome to the Somatics and Yoga class. I am so thrilled to be here with you. You'll need a mat and you'll need two blocks. So grab those items if you don't have them already, and then come to your mat. Just a little check for those of you who are here with me live today. Can you hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Okay, great. So take a comfortable seated position where you are. Gently rest your hands on your thighs or wherever they fall naturally. We'll start for a few moments just arriving here in your body in this moment. And I have a quote for inspiration for us today. It's by Henry David Thoreau. It's a very simple quote, yet I find it quite profound. Not until we are lost do we begin to understand ourselves. Not until we are lost do we begin to understand ourselves. And I think that yoga and movement in general, intentional practice that involves movement, can help us to lose ourselves a little bit, can help us to expand the possibilities, can help us to be playful and curious, and can help us to ultimately find ourselves by getting a little bit lost. And so I'll leave that with you as inspiration for practice, if that feels inspiring. And I might bring it in at certain points in time throughout our practice today. So with the spirit of getting lost, being curious, having this kind of beginner's mind, I invite you to start by just looking around the physical space that you're in. So we become a part of a few different kind of places, right? We are in our bodies, in a physical space, and in a digital space that we share. So just orienting to your body and the physical space that you're in by awakening to visual stimulus, looking around, noting the conversation that's happening between what you're seeing and what is arising in your body in the moment, sensations. And noting if there's anything that you're drawn to. You can even stay with that thing if you're really drawn to something. Good. And taking your time whenever you feel ready, coming back to and acknowledging our shared digital space, the virtual space that we create together. And you can either keep your eyes lightly open and soften your gaze, or you can close your eyes completely. Now opening up to your sense of sound, sense of hearing sound. Opening up to your sense of smell. Opening up to your sense of taste. And opening up to your sense of touch, and parts of your body that are touching the floor, the surfaces beneath you, and maybe your clothing touching your skin. Finally, opening up to everything that you're aware of in this moment, the input from all five senses, or at least five senses that we have. There are a few more. Allowing awareness of our senses to bring us very powerfully into this present moment. Almost getting lost in the sensorial input. Join your palms together at the center of your chest and rest your thumbs up close to your heart. We'll start to transition by chanting one Om together. Om is said to represent all of the vibration, all of the sound in the entire universe. We're a part of that. We're part of the fabric of the sound of the universe. And by chanting Om, that's a statement that we're making. It's something that we're connecting to in just chanting this one seed mantra. So to prepare for one Om together, inhale deeply. Exhale, empty out completely. And inhale for Om. Gently lower your hands back down to where they were resting before. And if your eyes are closed, I invite you to very gradually open them back up again. Now switch the cross of your legs if you're in a cross-legged position. So get the other side to open a little bit. Interlace your fingers in front of your chest, press your palms forward and stretch all the way up. Lengthening from your outer hips all the way into your wrists. Maybe swaying from side to side if that helps you to open. I'm just thinking a little bit of a side bending action, dynamic motion. Good. And then bend your elbows, bring your palms back in front of you, interlace your fingers the other way, press your palms forward and stretch all the way up again. And if it's helpful to move a little bit, to invite in a little bit more stretch, you may do so. Yeah, nicely done. And then bend your elbows and bring your arms back down. Place your right hand to your outer right hip and just do a little side bend. You can even come down to your forearm if you want a little deeper stretch. Stretching up and over. You're slowly getting into your body. And breathing. Inhale, come back up through center and go the other way. The hand down onto your mat. And then maybe even lower down to forearm if you want a little deeper stretch. Breathing, being, stretching, opening. Good. Then inhale, come back up to center. And then come into child's pose from here. So arrange your body in child's pose. Your big toes together, knees about mat width distance apart. Stretch your arms out long and rest your forehead down. And take a few breaths here. Breathing and being. Just for a few breaths. That's it. One more deep breath where you are. And inhale, come up to hands and knees. On hands and knees, spread your fingers wide, and we'll come through just a little bit of movement through the spine, simple cat and cow, come into a little bit of a back bend. And then exhale around your spine. Just coming back and forth between the two extremes of spinal extension and flexion. And starting to wake up all of the joints between each vertebra, all of the muscular structures, even the muscles that are in between your ribs, intercostal muscles. And continuing to breathe and move at your own pace. Okay. Then make your way back to hands and knees. Curl your toes under, leading with your hips up and back. Lift your hips up and back to downward facing dog. And for this first one, you can move your feet a little bit. You can bend one knee and then the other. Again, yet another opportunity to orient to your body in this moment. Also allowing your knees to be really bent for this first one, so that you can focus on opening up through the shoulders, lengthening through the spine. This is always going to be the priority for downward facing dog, is especially keeping length in the low back, not allowing your low back to round. This protects your low back. Good. One more breath where you are. These look fantastic, everyone. And walk your hands back to your feet and come into a standing forward bend at the back of your mat. Again, bending your knees as much as needed to rest your fingertips on the floor. Relax your head and neck down, and maybe even move your head and neck around a little bit, nodding yes and no. Then place your hands on your hips. Lengthen through your spine, look forward slightly, and with a nice long spine, stand all the way up. It's hinging from your hips. Good. Lower your arms down by your sides and shake them out. And then grab one of your blocks. Place your block between your hands. You'll just kind of grab on the outer edge, press your hands toward one another, create a boundary for your arms. Then bring your block down in front of your hips, stand tall, feet about hip width distance apart, and start to bring your arms up over your head. Try to keep your arms as straight as possible. You're just using the block as a boundary as you bring your arms up overhead, and then exhale, bring your arms back down in front of your hips. Good. And then you'll inhale, lift your arms up, pressing into the block, creating a boundary, trying to keep your arms straight, and then lower your arms down. On your inhale, bring your arms up overhead. Good. And exhale, lower your arms back down. This looks really good, everyone. Yeah. Good. And if you don't have a block, you just stretch your arms straight, shoulder width distance apart, and stretch all the way up over your head. Keep it going and lower all the way back down. Let's do it 3 more times together. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up, reaching out through your arms. And exhale, lower your arms all the way back down. One more. Inhale, lift your arms all the way up. Just feeling range of motion. And then exhale, lower your arms all the way down. Range of motion in this orientation of shoulder flexion. Now, bring your block back behind you. Okay. Those of you who don't have a block, if you have like a towel or a sweatshirt or something, you can also grab onto it to create a boundary. That might be helpful. Yeah, that's good with the blanket. Just bring your hands to the block. You might find, well, maybe like I need a combination of blocks or something, but just creating some sort of boundary, hugging the block, and then lift up a little bit, and then bring it back to the back of your pelvis, and then lift up a little bit, just a little bit of shoulder extension, and then bring it back behind your pelvis. And let's do this 5 more times. Lift up a little bit, and back, and lift up a little bit, and then bring it back. And 3 more, lift up a little bit, shoulder extension, and then bring it back. It's about neutral, and shoulder extension, and bring it back. And one more time. And then bring it back. Okay. And then if you may, place your block or blanket or prop back down on the floor. Now, to use, as we were doing seated, to use your hands as the boundary, the prop. Bring your arms down in front of you, with your heels, the heels of your palms pointing down, just like this. Yeah. And then inhale, lift your arms up, trying to keep your arms as straight as possible. And then exhale, lower your arms back down. So creating the boundary with our bodies. Inhale, lift your arms up. And exhale, lower your arms back down. And we'll do it 3 more times. Inhale, lift your arms up. And exhale, lower your arms down. Inhale, lift your arms up. And lower your arms down. One more time. Inhale, lift your arms up. And exhale, lower your arms all the way back down. And release the clasp. Shake your arms out. Okay, and very similarly, interlace your fingers behind your back. Stretch your arms as straight as possible. And bring your hands back behind your pelvis. We'll do this 5 times. Inhale, lift your arms up. And exhale, bring your hands back down behind your pelvis. Good. And 4 more times. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, bring back. And 3 more. Inhale. Good. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And one more time, inhale. And exhale. Okay, and then release the clasp and shake that out. Now that we have explored range of motion, we're going to take it into a little bit more of a dynamic manifestation of this with an arm swing. So just from where you are, start to swing your arms back and forth. Little bounce of the knees to initiate a swinging motion with your arms. Swinging forward, swinging back. In a very easy way, like a pendulum, bringing your shoulders into flexion and extension. And as you feel ready, you can allow your arms to come into deeper flexion in front, spending a little bit more time on the swing of your arms forward, allowing them arms to pause overhead until they feel ready to swing back. And you may stay right here, or on the upswing, you can do a little bit of a lean back of the upper chest, a little dynamic back bend. And you may continue with this or add even one more piece. On the downswing, you can come into a little forward bend. Little back bend on the upswing, little forward bend on the downswing. Starting to warm up your body in this kind of dynamic way. Couple more rounds at your own pace. It's moving, breathing, swinging. And do one more. And then when you're standing, simply lower your arms down. Come back to standing. Standing tall. On the top of your mat. There we go. And draw your chin down in toward your chest and roll your right ear toward your right shoulder. And then come back through center and left ear toward left shoulder. And through center, right ear toward right shoulder. Swinging back and forth like so. You can do it at the pace that feels best to you. Starting to move through the body. One part at a time. Noticing parts of your body that need to coordinate, even to create this motion in your neck. Maybe noticing how your upper back and upper chest shift slightly as you move your head from side to side. Allowing it to happen. Do an even amount on both sides and then bring your head back to center as you're ready. Inhale, shrug your shoulders up toward your shoulders. Toward your ears, I should say. Shoulders up toward ears. And then on your exhale, allow them to drop down. Inhale, shrug shoulders up. And exhale, allow them to drop. Let's do that 3 more times. Inhale, shrug shoulders up. And exhale, allow them to drop. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, allow them to drop. Inhale, shoulders up. And exhale, allow them to drop. And one more. Inhale, shrug shoulders up. And exhale, allow them to drop. And now we'll go through a circular motion with the shoulders rolling from front to back. So shrugging shoulders up in front and then rolling up and around. Moving up and around. There we go. And then switch directions, moving from back to front. It's rolling the shoulders in the opposite direction. Now, I'm going to do this a couple of different ways since we've been working on the shoulders quite a bit already. Now, bend your elbows and bring your fingertips just to the tops of your shoulders. We'll start to make circles with the elbows, moving from front to back, from front to back. There we are. And then move from back to front, making circles with your elbows in the other direction. Good. And then release that, extend your arms out fully, and we'll start to create a motion with the arms from back to front. Starting from back to front this time. And then with straight arms from front to back. Moving the arms through the full range of motion. Good. And then allow that to settle after your next one, and maybe even shake that out a little bit. Hello, shoulders. Okay, now from here, coming down a little bit further, put a slight bend in your knees and start to move your hips in a circle. Just moving up and around. One direction. Again, you choosing the pace. It could be really slow, really small, or it could be really big and fast. Playing around and finding the right pace and range of motion. And switch directions if you haven't already. Noticing how your spine spirals and moves with it too. Trying to encourage that. Good. And then make your way back to center and stand tall. Shift your weight to your right foot. Lift your left foot up and you just start to trace little circles on the floor with your foot. Just tracing little circles in dance. I kind of generally call this motion run de jambe. Right, so we're just doing a very kind of loose, easy run de jambe. Maybe switch directions. Okay, and then shift your weight onto your left foot, and we'll do this motion of sliding up and around on the floor on the other side. Knowing that because the foot that's moving, the leg that's moving is touching the floor, you can always pause and find your balance. Use the other foot to regain balance. But we're mostly training balancing on the supporting leg, and switch directions if you haven't already. And using your arms as well, like to help to maintain balance. However, makes the most sense. Good. And then come back to center and start to move the arms in opposite directions. And then you have the option of adding one leg at a time to this. I'm knocking books off of my bookshelf. I'm getting into it. Okay, so you can bring your right leg up and move it back and forth this way. using the pacing of the arms almost to help you to maintain balance. And by the constant movement, actually helps you to stay over the supporting leg. Good. Yeah, nicely done. Okay, and then step onto your right foot and then try the other side. Left leg forward and back. Just moving the arms. I'm trying to create a pendulum motion that helps you to maintain balance, maintain center, even with this constant movement. Yeah, it looks really good. Okay, and then come back to center and stand tall. Stand tall where you are. Just allowing that to settle. Come into your body. And been moving in flexion and extension a whole lot and in some spirals. But for now, like, let's start to increase the range of motion by bringing the arms to the side. So start by bringing your arms all the way up over your head. Reach up, maybe even join palms together. And then exhale, lower your arms down by your sides, stand tall. Inhale, stretch your arms out to the side and reach all the way up. And exhale, lower your arms all the way down. Good. Let's just do one more like that. Inhale, lift your arms up. And exhale, lower your arms all the way down by your sides. Add some pieces this time. Inhale, lift your arms all the way up. From here, exhale, bring your palms to the center of your chest and maybe a little lean back like we did earlier in class, little back bend. Inhale, lift your arms up again, reach up. And exhale, lower your arms down. Let's do that again. Inhale, lift your arms up, reach up. Palms together. Exhale, lean back, hands to chest, little back bend. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, arms down. Great work. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, palms to the center of your chest, little back bend. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, arms down. Okay, I'm going to add one more piece. Inhale, lift your arms up, reach up. Exhale, palms to the center of your chest, lean back a little bit. Inhale, arms up. And then on your exhale, round your spine and bring your palms towards your forehead. So just a little bit of a squat like this. It's kind of like cat-cow actions we're introducing in. And from here, from the rounded spine, inhale, expand up, straighten your arms, reach your arms wide and up, palms together. And exhale, little back bend, palms to the center of your chest. Inhale, arms up, stand up. Then exhale, come all the way down into that squatting position. And then inhale, swoop arms wide, come up, palms together. And exhale, little back bend. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, come into that squatting position with rounded spine, slightly rounded spine. Inhale, swoop arms wide, reach up. And exhale, little back bend. Inhale, stand up. And exhale, swoop arms down and come into this little squatting position. Let's do 3 more like this. Inhale, swoop arms wide, reach up. And exhale, little back bend. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, come forward and into the squatting position with flexed spine. And inhale, come all the way up. Last one. Exhale, little back bend. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, come into that squatting position, slightly rounded spine. And inhale, stand up, lower your arms down by your sides. Stand tall. Okay. Moving into, now that we're really nice and warmed up, into a Surya Namaskar A-ish sort of orientation. Stand toward the short edge of your mat, on top of your mat. Bring your feet about hip-width distance apart if you're not there already. Now, depending on your space and what you have room for, you can swoop your arms to the side or you can swoop them forwards to bring your arms up over your head. I'll leave it up to you. Inhale, stretch your arms up over your head, reach up. On your exhale, fold down over your legs and your hands down to the floor or to a block. On your inhale, fingertips to the floor or hands to shins, lengthen your spine. Yeah, that looks good, everyone. Good. Exhale, plant your palms on your mat and step back into a plank position. And pause here for a couple more breaths. Spread your fingers wide. Press down, especially through your index finger, knuckle, and the root of your thumb, really sealing your hands onto your mat. One more steady breath where you are. And then lift your hips up and back, coming into downward facing dog. Press your hands down and forward. Yeah, these look so good. Nice work, everyone. Keep on lifting your sitting bones up toward the ceiling. Try to get the rounding, any rounding out of your back. Yep, you're all doing it. Good work. Breathe steadily, deeply, evenly. Okay. Now from here, inhale, shift forward to plank and stack your shoulders over your wrists. And then come back into downward facing dog. So we'll come back and forth like this for a few rounds. Inhale, shift forward to plank. And exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward to plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. Few more rounds. Inhale, shift forward, plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. Two more. Inhale, plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. One more time. Inhale, shift forward to plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale deeply here. On your exhale, lower your knees down to the floor and point your feet. And stretch your right leg back. If you need to use a blanket or fold your mat over to pad your knees, take a moment to do that. We'll be on hands and knees for a little bit, so quadruped. And stretch your right leg back once you're ready. Inhale, stretch back to your right heel. On your exhale, curl in and hug your right knee towards your nose, rounding your spine, kind of like cat position with a little leg flourish. Inhale, stretch your right leg back, extend your spine, and then exhale, curl your right knee in. And let's do 3 more times. Inhale, stretch back. And exhale, hug in. Inhale, stretch back. And exhale, hug in. Inhale, stretch back. And exhale, hug in. This time, extend your right leg and then simply lower your right shin down. Shift your weight to your left hand and stretch your right arm forward. And we'll hold here for a moment. Draw your belly button towards your spine. And keep strength in your core muscles. Just with your palm facing down, stretching your right arm forward. And then bring your right hand back down to your mat. Stretch your left arm forward in the same manner. Keeping your right arm strong. Keep sliding your right shoulder blade down your back. Knit your rib cage in and up. Draw your belly button towards your spine. And then lower your left hand down onto your mat. And stretch your left leg back. Inhale, stretch back through your left heel. Exhale, curl your left knee in toward your nose, slightly round your spine. And just like the first side, a few more times, stretch your left leg back. And exhale, hug in. And inhale, stretch back. And exhale, hug in. And inhale, stretch back. And exhale, hug in. 3 more, inhale, stretch back. And exhale, hug in. Inhale, stretch back. And exhale, hug in. And last time, inhale, stretch back. And exhale, hug in. Inhale, extend your left leg. And then simply lower your left shin down onto your mat. Now, take your weight onto your left hand, and then you'll stretch your right arm straight back this time with palm facing up. So bringing it into extension. Just for a few rounds of breath, draw your belly button toward your spine, your rib cage in, your core muscles strong, your shoulders strong. Good. Then lower your right hand back down, shift your weight to your right hand, and then stretch your left arm back and up. Really nice, everyone. Yeah, that's it. Good. And then lower your left hand all the way down. From here, stretch your right leg back. Okay. We'll do just 3 rounds. Option to just curl your right knee in or to add your left arm. Inhale, stretch your left arm forward, your right heel back. And then exhale, you'll curl elbow and knee toward one another. Or again, you can just do the leg. And inhale, extend right leg and left arm. And exhale, hug in. And last time, extend left arm, right leg. And exhale, hug in. And extend left arm, right leg. And for now, keep stretching your left arm forward. We'll hold here for a couple more breaths. And then maybe bend your right knee, keeping your right high thigh. Bend your right knee, creating a 90-degree angle with the back leg. And kick your right heel up toward the ceiling, just a little bit. Good. And then slowly lower your left hand down, your right shin down. Stretch your left leg back. Either you just go with the leg movement again, or stretch your right arm forward, this time with palm facing in. Reach left heel back, right hand forward. On your exhale, curl your left knee and right elbow toward one another. And then extend out again. And curl left knee, right elbow toward one another. Extend out again. And last time, left knee, right elbow in toward one another. So good. And extend out again. Hold here for a couple of breaths. Maybe add the bend of your left knee, creating about a 90-degree angle with the left leg. Kick your left heel up toward the ceiling. And bring your right hand down, your left shin down. As a little palate cleanser, coming through a few rounds of cat-cow. Back bend and forward bend. With one more piece. Good. Inhale, come back to a neutral spine. Stretch your right leg back. Maybe stretch your left arm forward. Bend your right knee, kick your right heel up toward the ceiling. And then stretch your left hand back with your palm facing in. Maybe even clasp the inner edge of your right foot, kick back and up. And if you don't clasp onto the foot, no problem. And just stretching your left hand back and keeping the right leg in that 90-degree angle, kicking heel up toward the ceiling. One more breath. And then slowly bring left hand down, right shin down. And kick your left heel back. Good. Stretch your right arm forward. Find balance there. Bend your left knee, kicking your heel up toward the ceiling. And then swoop your right arm back so that it's coming into extension. You can just stay here or bend your left knee a little deeper, reach, find your foot, clasp onto your left foot with your right hand. And regardless of which version you chose, keep kicking up toward the sky, toward the ceiling with your left heel. That's it. Nice work, everyone. Okay, and then slowly release the clasp. Bring your right hand down, your left shin down, and come into downward facing dog. Inhale deeply. And exhale completely. Take one more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Last deep inhale here where you are. On your exhale, bend your knees and walk or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, come up partway, either fingertips on the floor or hands to shins. And exhale, fold back down over your legs. Inhale, rise all the way up and reach up. On your exhale, lower your arms all the way down by your side. Stand tall. One more, Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, lift your arms up, reach up. On your exhale, fold down over your legs. Inhale, come up partway. Exhale, plant your palms, step back plank. Inhale here and plank. Either with knees on the floor or knees lifted, lower all the way down to your belly, chaturanga. Point your feet and come up into cobra. And then exhale, come up and back to downward facing dog. And a few breaths. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. One more breath. And inhale to prepare. Maybe lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees and walk or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, come up part way, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold down over your legs. Inhale, rise all the way up and reach up. And exhale, lower your arms down by your sides and stand tall. Now, if you do have blocks handy, grab one of your blocks. If you don't, no problem. You'll just stand on the floor. But if you're using a block, you'll place it somewhere on your mat, and then you'll bring your right foot onto your block. Okay. Just one foot onto the block. And if you're standing on the floor, do the same thing, right? You'll start working the same sort of thing, and you'll just float your foot off the floor, and you might just bend your knee in order to create these same exercises. This is what it's going to look like. If you don't have a block, if you do have a block, you can keep that bottom leg straight. Okay, so if you do have a block, you'll come here. And again, if your foot's on the floor, you'll just bend your knee and lift the foot up a little bit. Arms wherever they need to be for balance. And you'll start to dip the hip on your right side out to the side. Right? If you're on a block, it'll lower the foot down toward the floor. And then you'll hug in and up and think of lifting the left side of your pelvis up. You can even bring your hands to your hips and think of like moving the left hip down, right hip up, and then switching that. And then you're just kind of moving down and up. And this very simple movement, you can probably feel it already, just keep going at your own pace, is activating all of the hip stabilizing muscles on your outer right hip. That's good. That's it. Yeah. Nice, everyone. Just a few more, just until we start to feel a lot of muscular engagement, maybe a little bit of fatigue in the muscles on your outer right hip. Okay, now keep hugging in through your outer right hip, like keep those muscles activated and stretch your left leg forward. All right, again, if you're on the floor with the foot on the floor, yeah, so the foot that's on the block, you actually want that one to be straight, right? So you'll straighten your leg, float your right foot off the floor, and then float it forward. Yep. And then float left leg back. So see the foot is on the block there? Yeah. So it's slightly lifted. Yes, perfect. And then you'll swing your right leg forward. Sorry, left leg forward, and then left leg back. And just do it one more time, left leg forward and left leg back. Okay, one more piece, swing left leg forward and then swing out to the side and make a circle to bring it back. And then swing it forward and out to the side to bring it back. And we'll reverse that from back, swing out to the side and bring it forward. And then back and swing out the side to bring it forward. Okay, and then bring your leg by your side and step back down. Whew, and shake it out. And hopefully we feel the activation, the outer right hip muscles. Yeah, might even stretch it out a little bit. Oh, good, good. Okay, let's do the other side. Step your left foot onto your block. And then if you're using the block, you want to straighten the leg that is, on the block. So your left foot on the block, stand up and straighten so that your right foot is floating. If you're on the floor, you'll bend your right knee in order to get that to float. And allow your left hip to dip out to the side this time. And then you'll hug in and up. And if you want to place your hands on your pelvis, if this helps, you'll think of bringing right hip down, left hip up, and then switching that. Just juxtaposing. Just like so. Yep, you got it. There we go. Just continuing to allow the left hip to dip slightly out to the side and then hugging in and up. You could also orient by thinking of dipping your right hip down and then lifting it back up. Lifting one side of the pelvis and then lifting the other side of the pelvis. And weight bearing on one leg. Yeah, good. Couple more times where you are. Yeah, taking breaks when needed. Fantastic. Okay, then lift up and hug in through your outer left hip. So this is trying to get, both sides of your pelvis level at this point, feeling really stable on your supporting leg, your left leg. Start to bring your right leg forward and then swing it back. And you'll just do that a few more times. Bring it forward and back, trying to keep really strong, really stable through your left leg. That's it. Yeah, really nice. And the next time you come forward, now perhaps add the circle out to the side to back, and then forward and circle out to the side to come back. And then staying back, circle out to the side to come forward, and then swoop it back and circle out to the side to come back forward. And then just bring your left leg by your side, step down off of your block and move your block out of the way. And again, shake your legs out. One of my favorite ways to stretch the outer hip after that is to take a wide stance, kind of like a wide squatting stance. Bring your hands to your inner thighs. Then you'll literally think of drawing your hands up and around circularly this way, pressing back and squatting down. Yeah. In martial arts, they call this horse stance. In yoga, sometimes it's called goddess, right? But this is more just about using this to stretch the outer hip. Good. And then stand back up. Bring your feet and legs closer together again. And we'll use this, what we just generated, all of that strength and stability in a supporting leg into a standing sequence. So stand toward the short edge of your mat, stand tall. And then with your feet about hip width distance apart, you'll shift your weight to your left leg and bring your right leg up in front. So you'll actually bend the knee this time. Point your right knee out to the side. And I'll come to face you so you can see me. And then you'll bring your foot, your upper inner thigh, or you'll lower it down to your inner calf muscle for a tree pose. Bring your palms together at the center of your chest. And just like we were doing a moment ago, think of really hugging in through your outer left hip to lift up, using all of those exercises to help here. And stretch your arms up over your head, either with arms shoulder width or with palms together, your choice. Couple more breaths. And bring your palms back down to the center of your chest. Bring your right thigh back forward, just like so. That's it. Now with right thigh forward, you'll swing it back, reach back with your right hand and clasp the outer edge of your foot. Stretch your left arm forward. And some form of Natarajasana. It can be even just here in the quad stretch. Keep lifting through your chest and kick back as you lift your sternum up. Reach your left hand forward, kick back into your right hand. It doesn't have to be a very deep pose. Right now, we're just playing around with balance, finding stability, even as we're coming into a little back bend. And then come back to center. Bring your palms to the center of your chest. Now with your right leg back, now slowly lean forward, guide your right foot down to your mat, coming into a lunge. There we are. And stretch your arms up. High lunge. That's it. Really nice, everyone. Yeah, super, super nice. Take a moment to stabilize here, hugging your outer hips in, even in this two-legged standing shape. Then spin your right heel and down slowly and come into warrior two. Stretch your arms out to the side. And again, stabilize here, hug your outer hips in. So we generated all this strength in the hip stabilizing muscles. So we're just gonna really focus on that for our standing poses. Yeah, those look good, everyone. Make sure your left knee is pointing towards your second or third toe and stacked over your left ankle. And from warrior two, inhale deeply. Keep your legs the same and come into reverse warrior. Tip your torso over your right leg. Stretch your left arm close to the left side of your face. And take a couple breaths here. Inhale, come back up to center. And exhale, tip the other way, Parsva Konasana, and bring your forearm to your thigh. Stretch your right arm close to the right side of your face, reaching out toward the other side of your room. And you can keep your forearm there or bring your left fingertips down to the floor or to a block. Few breaths. Parsva Konasana. Yeah, good choices, everyone. Really nice. And inhale, come back up into warrior two. Straighten your left leg and come into triangle pose. Tip your torso to your left, either hand to the floor or to a block, or you can place it on your shin, but really lightly. Like, don't put any weight if your hand's on your shin. Triangle pose. Again, a few breaths here. And look down towards your left foot, bend your left knee, walk your left hand forward and come forward and up into half moon pose, Ardha Chandrasana. So again, on one leg, and with this slightly different position, still the same thing helps to stabilize the bottom leg. Hug in through your outer hip muscles, turn your chest and hips open more, stretch back through your right heel, the upraised leg. Couple more breaths. Yep, that's it. Super, super nice, stable. Good work, everyone. Then, keeping your left leg strong, slowly start to bend your left knee and guide your right foot back down, coming into a warrior two position again. And then come up once you're ready. Oh, yeah, good. Bring both hands down to your mat. Spin your right heel up, coming into a low lunge. And then you'll just simply step your right foot forward. Inhale, lengthen through your spine, look forward. Exhale, fold down over your legs. Inhale, rise all the way up, reach up, stand up. And exhale, lower your arms all the way down by your sides. Okay, let's go after the second side. Shift your weight to your right leg and lift your left leg up in front. Again, finding that hugging in through your outer right hip this time. Point your knee out toward the side. Clasp onto your ankle and then place the sole of your your left foot on your upper inner right thigh, or you can place it on your inner calf. Again, really focusing especially on the outer hip muscles, hip stabilizing muscles, and maybe stretch your arms up over your head. That's it. Very nice. Nicely done. Yeah. Bring your palms back down to the center of your chest. Bring your left thigh back forward. And then bring it back through space and point your foot. Reach your left hand back and clasp the outer edge of your foot. Stretch your right arm forward. And stabilizing, especially the supporting leg. Just kick back and stretch forward as much as you'd like. Main aim here is to maintain balance. Doesn't matter how deep you come into the pose. And just kicking back a little bit, reaching forward, and mainly making sure that your right leg stays really stable. You're hugging in through the outer hip muscles. You're pressing down through your right big toe. Good. And slowly make your way back to center. With your left leg still back, bring your palms to the center of your chest and bend your right knee, slowly guide your left foot down into a high lunge. Yes, good. And stretch your arms up over your head. We'll spend a couple of breaths really stabilizing in this shape. Fantastic, everyone. Super strong. And then turn into warrior two. Slowly spin your left heel in and down. Readjust as necessary. Stretch your arms out to the sides. Yes. Right leg forward, left leg back. Again, even here, hugging your outer hip muscles in. It's amazing how just stabilizing the muscles that wrap around the hip joint help us to move with integrity. Like even some of the misalignments that you find in these poses are corrected by just that one action. Inhale here. Exhale, reverse warrior, tip your torso back over your left leg and stretch your right arm close to your face. And just take a couple more breaths here. Inhale, come back up through center. Side angle pose. Bring your forearm to your right thigh. Stretch your left arm close to the left side of your face. You either stay here or bring your hand down to the floor, outer edge of your foot, or grab a block. Place your hand. Your choice. And again, once you have found the form to settle on, you'll take a few breaths and settling in, letting the pose do its work. Nice. Strengthen your legs to come all the way back up into warrior two. Straighten your right leg, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Start to tip your torso to your right and hand down to the floor or to a block, or just lightly placed on your shin. All right. If your hand's on your shin, you don't want to be pressing down or placing any weight. And you'll take a few breaths. Yep, that looks good, everyone. Keep breathing. Engaging the muscles to hold with stability, with integrity. And look down towards your right foot this time. Bend your right knee. Walk your hand forward and come forward and up into half moon pose. If you have a block handy, you can place a block underneath your hand. Might be helpful. Same strategy here. Hug in through your outer right hip to stabilize the bottom leg. Also, with the top leg, keep stretching back to your left heel. Yep. Good, everyone. Then ever so slowly start to bend your right knee as you're ready. Lower your left foot back down to your mat and come up into warrior two. Bring both hands down to your mat. Spin your left heel up, coming into a low lunge. And then you'll just launch forward, step forward. Inhale, come up partway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, pull down over your legs. Inhale, rise all the way up and reach up. Exhale, lower your arms all the way down by your sides and stand tall. Okay. Now, standing where you are, and you can kind of spread yourself out on your mat, maybe turn toward the longer side. We did a bunch of really organized dynamic movements of swinging arms forward and back and doing like spirals. Like start to move your arms and legs in your spine spontaneously, thinking of kind of tracing lines and spirals and waves. Just, however intuitively your body feels like it wants to move in this moment, allow it to move that way. Asking your body how it wants to move can be really small or it can be really big. Like you can swing your arms and legs again. It's just a little bit of a moment to explore, to research, like what happened in your body? What does my body want to do based on what we did previously? Which might mean that it wants to be really still and you just move a tiny bit. Might mean that you want to move a lot. You move on your mat forward and back just for a moment longer. You're just asking our bodies like, what is the way that you want to move right now? What are those little areas that didn't feel like they got stretched? And can I get into those with some lines, curves, spirals? Good. Whew. Yeah, nicely done. Okay, now to end this more kind of improvisational movement, tuning into your body, you start to shake your hands. And then allow that shake to travel up your arms and come in through your forearms, your upper arms, your shoulders. Allow it to come into your chest. And then maybe your head and neck move along with it to the degree that feels okay. Allow it to come into your belly, your pelvis, your thighs, your lower legs, maybe even your feet. And sensing into where this kind of like micro movements, shaking action feels really good. Allow it to expand and continue in ways that feel really good. Where is the shake needed the most? And maybe just focus on that. You can even take the shake around on your mat, walking around. Just a few moments longer of almost thinking of this as getting any last little tiny bit of tension holding out of your body. Just like, ugh, what needs to be shaken up? Oh, good. Good. Then let it slow down. Allow yourself to stand tall. Stand tall in Tadasana and just allow yourself to feel the effects of practice, the effects of the dynamic motion, the more static shapes that we held, and even a shake. From here, you'll come down into a really comfortable position, right? And we'll take quite a long Shavasana, which will include some guided relaxation and also some chanting, some singing from me. So get yourself into a really comfortable position. You can put layers back on. You can grab props to prop your spine up, to lift your legs up. Just take a little bit of time and get yourself set up. That's it. Yeah. Good choices, everyone. That looks fantastic. Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah. And once you've found that position, settle in. Allow the surfaces beneath you to support your weight. If you have layers on top of you, allow them to just gently caress you, to help you to even let go a little bit more. This idea of getting lost, allowing ourselves to get lost in order to be found. May we sense into that here as well. That we can find it in movement, different types of movement. And we can also find it in deep rest. When we're relaxing, resting. Invite in this question of, what is my deepest heartfelt desire? And this can be, my deepest heartfelt desire is to be a good mother and to be a good daughter. Is to do the work that I feel called to do. Deepest heartfelt desire could be something like, I want to show up every day with compassion. I want to show up with more compassion. Just think of one thing in this moment that resonates with you. You feel like yeah, that feels like a worthwhile thing to connect with. This is at least one of my heart's deepest desires. Allow that to come forward and to percolate through your body. And then I invite you to find some sort of resource. This might be a place in your body that feels either neutral or pleasant, or it might be a connection to your deepest heartfelt desire, or a person, a pet, or a place. This inner resource should feel like a place of deep refuge and safety. So taking a moment to find this resource of safety, of rest. And this resource is there for you anytime you need it. And in this practice, next we'll be moving through the body, through the parts of the body, scanning through our bodies. If at any time it feels like it's too much and you'd like to go and be with that resource, you can go and do that. It is your place of refuge, a place to return to any time that's needed. Begin to notice the hinges of your jaw as sensation. Just noticing the sensations that are rising at the hinges of your jaw. Notice your lips, teeth, gums, tongue, throat. Noticing the inside of your mouth, all the way from lips to throat as sensation. Noticing your inner ears, your middle ears, and outer ears. Noticing inside your mouth and your ears at the same time. Draw your awareness to your nostrils. Your breath as it moves in and out of your nose. Cooling and heating. Just sensation. Draw your awareness to your eyes. Your eyes themselves. The space surrounding your eyes. and the space deep beneath your eyes. Seeing any sensations that arise as helpful information, as messengers. Simply noticing sensation. Begin to notice the crown of your head, the back of your head, your neck and throat, your face and head and neck at the same time. Notice your shoulders, your upper arms, forearms, wrists, palms, and fingers. Noticing your shoulders and arms at the same time as pure sensation, as helpful information. Draw your awareness to your upper chest and upper back, mid chest and mid back, lower abdomen and low back, and to your entire torso, front and back, inside and outside, as sensation. Notice your pelvic region, including hips, sitting bones, pelvic floor. Then your upper legs, knees, lower legs, ankles, feet, and toes. Noticing both legs at the same time as sensation. Expand this awareness now into your entire body as vibrating, percolating, alive sensation. It's the entire field of your body as a messenger through the language of sensation. And in this awareness of your body, connect with one thing that brings you joy. What brings you joy? Could be something simple like seeing a beautiful flower, seeing puffy clouds in the sky, spending time with a loved one. What brings you joy? And feel the cascade of sensation and feelings that enter your body, the field of your body, as you connect with that one thing that brings you joy. And continuing to sense into this joy. Open up to some sound as my voice and the harmonium come into awareness. Keeping your body relaxed. I invite you to start to feel awareness gradually come back to the surface, which can be felt in stillness, or if it's helpful, you can start to move your body a little bit as the awareness comes back. And taking it slow and in whatever manner you would like, make your way back to a comfortable seated position. Again, taking it slow, taking your time. Also, giving yourself permission to stay in a restful position for a while longer. We will bring our practice to a close. So those of you who are seated, bring your palms together at the center of your chest. Press your thumbs up close to your heart. And we'll end really simply with offering one more Om, and also offering peace. Om Shanti 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 is the chant. You may simply listen to my voice, or you can join in with me. To prepare, inhale deeply. Exhale, empty out completely. And inhale for the chant. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May you continue to invest in getting a little lost through practice. This is the process by which we find ourselves, by which we connect with the truest form of ourselves, this deep knowing of who we are. So thank you for being who you are. And thank you so much for joining in practice. Thank you for the gift of your good company. Thanks, everyone. Thank you so much. I'm going to come back to you. And I'm going to